Welcome everyone, welcome to research chapter series. In this video we are going to focus on the abstract part. So far we have covered introduction, literature review, how to choose a research topic, methodology, pilot survey, how to do a questionnaire, a basic questionnaire, and there are many chapters and sections that we have covered up to this point. Mainly focusing on a basic research based on a quantitative study. So now we are almost completed everything. Now we are going to focus on the abstract. So in this video we are going to focus on the abstract section. So we will see how to update that, what are the things that you need to focus when you update your abstract part in your basic research or the dissertation. So we will go and see. Okay, so I'm going to make this video very simple. So I'm going to break this down into 5 main sections for the abstract section so that you could understand very well. Okay, so the first part is what, second where, why, when, and limit. So what? A brief summary of the entire project. So summary, but you need to cover everything that you have covered so far, including the recommendations. Don't just say that you have provided recommendations. Don't write like that. You can write that as well as with the recommendation, couple of recommendations that you have given. So you have to highlight few recommendations that you have given also. So meaning a brief summary of the entire project. Full throughout the study, what are the things that you have covered. So that's what you are going to update in this abstract. Okay. Why do you have to do this? Because so when you read journals, right? So you can't read the entire journal. Let's say you want a reference to include in your research project. So you can't go through that each and every journal article. So what you have to do is you go there, you open the the journal, and you go through the abstract, and you have an understanding. Okay, these are the things that includes in this particular journal, right? Then only you go to the main pages. So this is like an intro, so that readers would think, okay, this is about this part, this is about this topic, okay, this is what they have done through this journal or the project, right? So for them to have an understanding only, we are going to have this small summary, which is also called abstract. So that is about what part. Second part, where. So this section should be there, not along with the introduction, but at the very beginning, just before the table of content. So just before the table of content, prior to table of content, not after that. So obviously before the introduction section, because this is where you need to have an understanding. The readers would understand, okay, this is about this is about X, Y, Z, this is about ABC theory, this is about this topic, right? So that is about where. Third one, why. Why do you have to update this abstract section in any project? Because to understand aim, objective, process, findings, and significance. The purpose. So what are the things that highlight in this project? What are the things that you found out? What are the focus areas in this project? Is it relevant for us, the person who's reading it? So he should know, okay, whether it is relevant for him. Otherwise, no point reading the entire thing, right? So you need to cover everything, the aims, objectives. So when you update your abstract, you need to cover these sections: aim, objective, process, finding, significance. Maybe you can add more things, right? So don't complicate it though, right? So when to update this? Now this is very important, because most of the students, the moment they start writing, they start with the abstract. You don't write abstract at the first. Why? Because you have not completed the project. So for you to update everything that you have done, you should be able to complete that first. Okay, even the recommendation part. So when do you have to update this abstract? At the very last moment. So wait until you complete everything, you proofread everything, you find out all these analysis and the recommendations after you giving all this information when you update in your final research project. Then only you write the abstract, because abstract should include everything, every single thing that you have covered. If you start with this, how you are going to update your recommendation, because you have not even started with the introduction yet. So this should be updated at the final point. That is why even this video in this research chapter series I have done in the final part. That's the order, right? So remember that abstract, or some people say in some research they ask you all to update executive summary as well. It is the same thing, but executive summary is more like a professional business minded kind of updating part, whereas abstract we use for academic research and projects. So there's no big difference, but so it's the same thing. So even executive summary you need to write at the last part, because it also covers the basic things that you have covered in that particular project. Okay, so then, and the next part is the limit. This should not have a lot of word. This should be like a simple summary. You can use couple of solid paragraphs or maybe one paragraph, but don't make it so complicated. Maybe 150 to 200 words you can use, depending on the research worked on. If it's like a very a big project, of course you might have to write a little more than this. Okay, so 150, make it more simple, but you need to cover everything. Okay, so that's about the abstract part, but I will give you a few tips. What are the things that you can follow, and what are the things that you should not do in this when you update this abstract. We'll quickly have a look at them as well before we conclude this video. Okay, so in this part I'm going to give you like few tips so that you can follow when you update your abstract part. Do's and don'ts. What are the things that you have to follow? What are the things that you need to avoid? Do's. Be very clear. So this abstract should be very simple and very clear. Don't make it so complicated and too hard to understand for the reader. So this is where they start reading your project. So be very clear. Use simple words without making it so difficult to understand and grasp what you're trying to say. Okay, so that's the first part. Write at last. I have explained this in the previous section as well. So this should be updated at the final part of your project. Like this is, consider this you have to update after the recommendation chapter, which is your last chapter. So maybe after completing everything on it, you need to update this abstract, because it should cover everything. Okay, so you need to write this abstract at last as the final part of your project. Include everything. Yes, you need to include everything, including recommendations. Okay, you need to highlight couple of recommendations that had the most significant impact on your project or the recommendation section. So you should include everything from top to bottom, everything that you have covered. You need to summarize and give a brief summary in this abstract. So include everything. The word you have to focus is everything in your research project. And use past tense for the methods and findings, because now when you update this, don't say that you will be doing, you will have to do this and you intend to do that. No, in abstract you need to say this is what has been achieved, this is what you have done. So use past tense when you update your abstract. Okay, focus on that, the tense. Use past tense, ed at the end. Likewise you can update the rest of the words in abstract, past tense. What are the don'ts now? These are like do's that you need to follow. Don'ts: avoid citations. Now in literature review we have given a lot of references, citations and all that, right? In this abstract you don't bring any citation. It's just simple words that you have to write. Okay, you don't have to cite anything under this abstract. So avoid citations. No long definitions. Again, you don't have to explain on the variables. Okay, so you don't have to explain and have a small literature review in that abstract. No, you don't have to complicate that. Again, it should be very simple and no long definitions and everything. Okay, so avoid that and do not complicate. Simplest thing that I can say, do not complicate. This abstract is very simple. This should be like a quick 1 to 5 minute read. 5 minutes also too long. Should be like someone who's willing to go through your research. He will quickly have a look at your abstract and finally decide whether to go ahead with your project, like if they want to read this project or not. So that depends on the abstract, how impactful your abstract is. If it's like very complicated and they don't even though this project is relevant for them, they are not going to read your project because you have made it so complicated in the very beginning, which is your abstract. Yeah, so don't make it complicated, make it very simple, be very clear, and include everything what you have covered in the entire project. So that is about the abstract part. It is very I think this is the easiest section that you can update in your final project. So make it like a area that you can score more, because this is at the very beginning. So first impression is the most important thing when it comes to marks. So make sure that you don't miss this out, update everything properly, and I wish you all the very best. In the next video we will be talking about the Viva session or the Viva. So this is about a presentation where you might have to do after submitting your final project. So we will be focusing on that as well. If you have any questions regarding this abstract, you can always comment. I will be replying to your concerns. So I wish you all the best with your final project.